we're talking about 10.1.7. It's going to start soon. What about players coming back right now to get ready for it? You know, all the retail Andes, we be playing retail, but what about the guys who haven't been? How is it returning to retail WoW in 2023? Well, this boy here, Mr. Zygo Poo, made a video about it. Let's check it out.
You know what they say, all roads lead back to WoW, but I think that's more specifically retail WoW. Especially for somebody who has access to their original account, I assume it's probably way easier to quit forever knowing you'd have to start from fresh, or maybe Classic's more appealing if you'd have to start over. But for me, it's happened again, where I'm back to somewhat playing retail seriously again. Now let me be clear, I know how this looks, with my last video being somewhat negative about Classic WoW, and then this video saying I'm returning to retail, so let me just say, I'm not quitting Classic. I still have plans.
See, here's the thing. All the Andes, you got the retail Andes and the classic Andes, and they think they can't cross-pollinate, right? You can't cross your streams. It's okay if you play both, guys. When August 24th hits, I'm going to go fucking hardcore on hardcore WoW. I'm going to do it. Hardcore classic, I will be playing it. And then when patch 10.1.7 hits on September 5th, guess what? I'm going to play that shit too. And anyone who's got a problem with it, go fuck yourself. These Andes, man, they draw lines in the sand with their Pindix, thinking that you can't cross over. You can cross over, boys. Just have fun. Don't worry about it.
Plans for many more characters and videos on Classic, so if you want to see Classic videos, I'm going to make them soon. But today we are talking about retail and why I returned in 2023. And what brought me back to playing the game exactly? Well, actually a lot of things, but mostly a lot of things that came with patch 10.1.5. Yeah. And this thing wasn't even a major patch. It was like a minor patch, but it had a lot of stuff in it.
It's a good in-between patch.
But sometimes, even when you have a bunch of reasons, you just need that one reason to get you to log on for the first time.
Yeah, I'll open it.
That reason was because they added a skip straight to Garrosh in the Siege of Orgrimmar, and I needed those tusks of Manoroth.
Yeah, those are pretty badass.
I don't have them yet, but I will. Okay, I will. And that finally got me to log on to the game. And I don't think Blizzard knows how valuable it is to have that.
Anyone who like jokes about transmog, if you're being honest, transmog is a big motivator for people to play the game. It really is. So, I mean, good on Blizzard to add that skip, because it does, this kind of shit happens. People come back to the game just because they realize, oh my god, those shoulders I always wanted, I can get them now.
One little thing to get somebody to log on to the game, and then maybe they'll start playing, because I was ready to start playing somewhat seriously again. But also, Blizzard, keep adding more stuff like that. So many people would run for these old mounts if they had skips to the end. Ice Crown Citadel, Ulduar, Dragon Soul, Molten Core, many more of these raids. Just getting this simple update would get tons of people playing legacy content. But let's not get too caught up in legacy content, because that's not why we're here today. We're here because of the new stuff. And another reason I wanted to play again is because I saw a clip of an unholy Death Knight doing an insane amount of damage. And I hate to break your immersion. I know on this character I've presented it like I am a orc warrior. Well, I do want to play that in Classic. In retail, I am a goblin Death Knight.
I like this guy more already.
I have always played Unholy since like Cataclysm. So seeing another Unholy Death Knight doing this, it made me want to do it too.
Well, welcome to WoW, my fellow Death Knight. Yeah, fuck yeah. The only class that matters in the game.
I kind of found out that I wasn't going to be able to do that, but it was fine because I was still a pretty good spec right now. Now, one of the first things I did was the new time rifts, and those time rifts were added in the new update.
They're cool.
They're an awesome
The time rifts are good.
Event. These things happen every hour, right on the hour, and you do tasks for like 8 minutes, and then a time rift portal opens up, and then you go into an alternate reality Azeroth, and you defeat a
By the way, can I say that I think it was a great move by Blizzard to have these things start at the top of the hour? Because I'll be working sometimes, and I'll be like, can I do right now other than work? You know, what else is there to do other than working right now? I don't know. I want to take a little break. And if it's the top of the hour, I'll go do a time rift. I like that I can just look at the clock, not be in the game, and just know that, oh yeah, time rift's about to go up. Let me get in here, bust a nut real quick, and get back out.
Awesome. Now, these things are great because first, there's tons of mounts, pets, trinkets, and other goodies at the vendors, which you could purchase with the new currency. And it doesn't even take that long. I've already farmed all the mounts and pets, and it's really not that hard. Go to a couple of them a day for like a week or two, and you'll probably have everything. Yeah. I would suggest doing these soon, though.
At least everything you want.
I have noticed something with Dragonflight's open world content. After it's been out for a while, people kind of just stopped doing it.
True.
And some of these world events are either really annoying to do alone or just not possible depending on your gear. Like, for example, the Obsidian Citadel. Nobody is here farming rep anymore because it's not the start of the expansion. And yeah, I can solo the elites here, but I also have a really high item level at this point, and it's a complete pain in the ass. So Blizzard, like, can you nerf these guys so it could be easily soloable? Even Zeralek Cavern, people aren't going to it as much anymore. But I really needed to start getting my character geared up because I wanted to do the new Mega Dungeon, and I wanted that new beautiful HD Gorehowl axe.
Oh, yeah.
So I started pugging some lower Mythic Plus keys, and man, it was complete hell. Everybody in Group Finder is stupid, and they want you to be 10 item levels higher than the gear that would even drop from the dungeon that you're doing.
This is a bad thing, man. People do this a lot. Especially I'm a tank, right? So I usually get pulled in even if I'm not exactly where I need to be. But a lot of people will do that. Like the gear that's dropping is 410 and they want 420 item level. Why? What the hell's wrong with you? It's not necessary. I'd rather have somebody who's just a little bit experienced, actually. I care more about the experience than I do about the item level for the most part. It's ridiculous how high people want item levels to be. They just want to be carried. Some streamers even do this. I'm sure some streamers just get carried by high item levels. Your boy's not one of them, but yeah.
I was struggling playing solo, and I needed to figure it out if I wanted to get better gear. And honestly, this plateau and struggle to rise is probably where most people just stop playing the game. But I got a little lucky.
The crest farming
it's
a good point, Uncle.
My guild chat.
People do crest farming.
I've been in this guild for years, and if I had to guess, it was probably since like Legion. And I only ever joined a guild to get the rewards from the guild vendor, and I don't know a single person in this guild. I've never talked to anybody here. But I look over and I notice they're talking about the newest raid, which they were currently doing. And since it was just normal difficulty, they let me join in. And the raid was fun and no problem now that I was actually in a Discord and voice chat with people who knew what they were doing. So that night was fun. And I also decided on that night, no more pug purgatory. And I would become a semi-active member of the guild. I made it pretty clear, though, I had no interest in doing like progression rating or super duper high mythic keys. But I started playing with some of the people on there and making some friends, and I was quickly able to push up to 2,000 mythic plus rating and get my keystone master.
You are now a retail Andy, my friend. Welcome back to retail.
I was also finally ready for the new Mega Dungeon, Dawn of the Infinite.
It's great. I love the Mega Dungeon.
It's awesome, and it's pretty much like a 5-person raid.
It is.
The first week was pretty challenging.
I know this is like, the third or fourth Mega Dungeon Blizzard's put in the game, but I have to say that they have perfected Mega Dungeons. I think that this is the best one they've ever done. It's just the right amount of difficulty. Of course, being who I am, I mean, look at me. Look at his face. Come on. Being who I am, I can solo a lot of the content because I go God mode, Blood DK. But most of it's not soloable. It's just the right amount. You got to dodge shit. You got to do things right. People got to kind of know what they're doing. But at the same time, you can get through things, get hit a little bit, and you'll be all right. And it's a good length. I actually think it's a good length, too. All in all, the best Mega Dungeon they've ever added to the game. It's enjoyable.
But eventually we were able to get the hang of it, and at the time I'm recording this, I've done the dungeon 3 times, and I've still gotten no Gorehowl, and I'm pretty upset about that. But I got almost all the armor pieces from the dungeon. I got the really good mirror trinket, and I even got the quantum courser to drop on the first week. And if you don't know
what is with my loot luck? This guy just goes in here and does the quantum. He gets the quantum courser the first time. What the fuck? Why am I cursed? I could never loot a damn mount.
Quantum courser to drop on the first week. And if you don't know what that is, it's this thing that pretty much gives you.
He throws his left nut into the Mega Dungeon and gets oh my god, and he got the Onyx Cloud Serpent out of it? Jesus.
A random mount that you don't already have. Now, mine wasn't the best mount. I got the Mechadon
Oh, no, he got screwed. Yeah, fuck that. That's a shitty one.
I'll take it. I didn't have it. It's something I don't have to run every week anymore. But mark my words, I will get that new Gorehowl soon. And then I will also get the Tusks of Manaroth, too. And then my orc is going to look so awesome on the character select screen. But with all the new gear I got from all the dungeons and stuff I was doing, my item level was good enough that my guild leader let me join in on Heroic Raid Night. And let me say, bro,
Let's
I really
go.
enjoyed the recent raid,
AOTC.
Aberus or Arborus, I forgot what it's called, but it was actually way more fun than I thought it would be. Most of the fights are pretty enjoyable. There's no bullshit, annoying mechanics, and it's pretty easy if you have a competent group of people. My favorite fight in the raid had to be Neltharion, just because, you know, it's Deathwing in his human form, and the fight itself was
Neltharion's
cool,
pretty good.
but I was able to get the sword from him.
Is this guy serious? He runs Mega Dungeon one time, gets a Quantum Courser, and then he does, oh, let me just, put the tip in on Heroic, and then he gets Ash Candy. It took me fucking 3 months to get that damn thing. What the hell? What's going on, Blizzard? I signed a streamer contract with you guys. I don't get shit.
Fall
It's
of
gotta
the
be some kind of
Brotherhood,
sick
which is
joke.
obviously a callback to the Ash Candy sword from Vanilla WoW. So I was super happy with that and all my new gear, and I was able to take my gear over to the Creation Catalyst and turn it all into the tier set. And then here's my favorite part. When you fully upgrade your armor at this level, you get the transmog of the Mythic Raid set without even ever having to do with the Mythic Raid.
True.
I like that.
I like that,
At this
too.
point, I was 440 item level, and I was pretty satisfied with my gear and how my character looked, so I could focus less on the endgame stuff and go back to doing some shenanigans like always, because what's retail WoW without shenanigans? So
True.
first I went over to one of my favorite places, the Black Market Auction House. Now, my server used to be pretty dead for many years, and I would get stuff off this auction house for pretty cheap. But now, for some reason, there's some rich guy who wants to assert dominance. I was after one of them.
Well, now there's you could trade gold across servers, so that changes things.
Mystery boxes. And for those who don't know, the mystery box can drop any item from the entire black market loot tables. So you could get a
I
super
didn't know
rare
that.
mount that's
What the hell?
unobtainable, or you could get an Elwyn Forest lamb.
What?
I won the auction on this first one that I wanted, but this guy kept raising
This item's crazy. I had no idea this existed. What the hell?
the price so much, I paid way more than I wanted to. And I ended up getting a piece of crap
Oh
gear.
my
It's
God.
unobtainable, but it's
Yeah, I can't buy one of those. I'll end up rage quitting if I get a pair of pants.
something I
can't
can't
do.
use because I wear a plate. But that
Yeah,
guy
oh
who
my
bid
God,
against
I can't
me,
do it.
he was probably not very happy about this, because now every single day when there is a mystery box up there, as soon as the auction goes up, he puts 500,000 gold as his starting bid. So I'm good. That's like $40 worth of WoW tokens. I'm good there. Another thing I went and tried out was the Mage Tower, since I hadn't done it since Legion. And I gotta say, it was pretty
Yeah, punch
easy.
the
It took me
screen.
like 4 tries, and I didn't have to look up any guides on what to do. I just kind of went in and blasted it down while figuring out the mechanics while they happened. It was pretty straightforward, and the transmog set was cool, but there was a problem with this transmog set. Okay, the
Random
Mage Tower
mob
was first
recipe?
put in
Oh my
Legion,
God.
and I got the sword from it. And
Holy shit, man. I gotta go do the Mage Tower. That's a badass looking weapon. What the hell? I haven't looked into the Mage Tower enough. That's freaking sick looking. Pair of pants better than a random mop recipe that you can get. What? Oh my God, that's fucking horrible. You can get recipes? Yeah, I won't buy that thing. I will rage quit. Yeah. Colin rigged if he got
the sword from it.
The
And
H
my
mount?
sword
Yeah,
is
that'd be
green,
ridiculous.
and the transmog set is also green. But they're different greens. I
Oh,
can't even
that's-
use them together.
no, you cannot.
Why, Blizzard? Why
definitely cannot use these together.
would you do this to me?
Looks
There is
like
actually
shit.
one more change in the game that I don't think as many people have been talking about, and it's something for the new player experience, and I think it's very good. New players are no longer forced to do Exile's Reach for their first
Versus Wave to
character, and they're
440
also not
faster than
forced
Sam.
into
Okay.
the BFA story on their first character
All right.
anymore. This is
They ask you how you
so
are,
good.
you just
I don't
have to
think
say that you're
Yeah,
fine.
I am
You're not
fine.
really fine. You
Okay,
just can't get
people want to
into it
start.
because they would
People
never
want to start
understand.
taking shots at me because it took me a little while to get up to 440. I'm married. I have 3 kids and I work a full-time job. All right. Can we calm it down a little bit on the dick punches this early in the morning, please? I was very proud of myself to get up to 440. Jesus.
people realize. It's needed to be like this.
I also
for
did
so
it without
long
doing Mythic
because most of
Plus.
us aren't new players, so we won't notice these things. But I
Calm
had
it
a
down,
friend
people.
who wanted to get back into playing WoW, but he didn't have access to his original account, so he had to start over. Now, Exile's Reach was fine, whatever. But forcing them into the BFA storyline was where the problem started. Because the BFA story, the quests, they all suck and have no relevancy to today's WoW.
They
And my
don't
friend-
have relevancy to today's WoW. I agree with that, but I will say BFA is one of the better storytelling quest lines, right, or expansions in the game with the cutscenes and the cinematics. I think that's why Blizzard throws people there, because they put so much work into those high-res cutscenes and all that shit. They've like fully rendered cinematics in-game cinematics for BFA. I feel like that's why they throw people in there. But yeah, the story for today's WoW is not really relevant.
Friend who wanted to get back into the game, he didn't even make it to level 30, and he's quit the game, and he's just not going to come back. And at this point, he already came back and quit, so there's almost no chance I could convince him to come back again. But I'm glad they did this. I hope they did it sooner, because I can only imagine there's probably so many new players that could have been saved and kept playing if they had had a different first experience.
I wonder if they'll make the first experience Dragonflight after we go into the next expansion rather than BFA.
That's my initial thoughts and experience on returning back to retail WoW in 2023. While I do think the game's a very good place right now, I think it has a long way to go. And I'd like to make another video in the near future talking about changes I would want in retail WoW. Anyways, for now, I'll see you guys in my next video. Leave a like if you enjoyed this one, and yeah, peace.
Yeah, it's a great video. I like it. What did we learn from this, guys? All Andes should get along. The retail and the classic Andes need to get along. They need to start, finger popping each other's assholes a little bit more and have some good times, because both versions of the game are fun to play. And we will be playing both versions.